Hi guys, and welcome to your Friday, June 12th, 2020 Stronger Together workout. Your workout for today is going to be a descending ladder of all legs. It's going to be great. So you're going to be doing 40 overhead dumbbell walking lunges, single arm, and then you will be doing 20 goblet squats. From there you'll go to 30 lunges, 15 goblet squats, followed by 20 lunges and 10 goblet squats. The goal for this today is to be done quickly, not very long, so 12 minutes or less. For your warm-up today, you're going to start with a minute 30 of some sort of active movement. So you're going to do running, biking, rowing, jumping rope, nice and easy for a minute 30. After that, you're going to find either a broom, a mop. If you have a PVC pipe, use that. You're going to do 10 PVC pass-throughs. So for your PVC pass-throughs, you can start nice and wide, right? Really reach up, keep your shoulders active. What I don't want to see is this, right? You don't want to have your arms bent. You want to get a nice stretch in your shoulders. So if that means going a little bit wider, that's fine. But you're going to do active shoulders, 10 PVC pass-throughs, all right? And as you start to warm up, you can narrow your hands to allow for you to get a better stretch, right? But if you cannot come through all the way without bending your arms, then go as far as you can where you can keep your arms straight, pressing away, and then just bring the PVC pipe or broom back forward, okay? Once you've completed your PVC pass-throughs, you're gonna go into shoulder presses with a light weight, all right? So from here, it's just 10 shoulder presses, keeping your core engaged. Think about squeezing your glutes and pulling your hips in, right? Shortening the distance between your ribs and your hips, all right? And you'll do 10 of these with a light weight. Reminder, once you've completed your shoulder stretches, you're gonna do a Spiderman lunge for 30 seconds on each side, stepping out nice and long, hands or elbows to the ground, keeping this front heel down, all right? You'll hold that for 30 seconds on each side. Then you will go into squat with a hand reach for 30 seconds. So you'll descend down into your squat, place your hands on your feet, push your arms out against your knees, have a nice tall chest, and from here you're going to turn and reach, and turn and reach. If you can hear, like if you were closer right now, you could hear my back like cracking right now. It's amazing. So you'll do that for 30 seconds. You're going to cycle through all of these movements for 2 rounds, just to get you nice and warmed up for the squats and the lunges today. For your workout prep today, we're gonna just cycle through goblet squats and lunges and just build in the weight all the way up to our workout weight today. So for your overhead walking lunges, you want to make sure that you start light here in your build up so that you can really practice the things I want you to focus on in your lunge. And if you need to do these unweighted at first, that's perfectly fine. So if you're doing the overhead walking lunge, it's single arm, make sure that you are able, whatever weight you choose, that you're thinking about pressing up and driving the palm towards the sky, right? And the arm should stay close to the ear. You don't want to let it drift, and you don't want it to turn into something like this, right? In that overhead position. Then from there, you're going to practice 6 walking lunges, all right? I want you to do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. So you're just gonna step forward, right, into that lunge position and drive up, all right? When you're stepping forward, guys, you don't want to be stepping really narrow, one foot in front of the other. You want to step almost basically to shoulder width. And if you cannot stay in control when you come down to this position, right, if you are collapsing into this position, you need to do this unweighted, okay? Or do a partial lunge, but don't have the weight overhead. If you cannot maintain your core, you're going to just end up hurting yourself. So the goal there is to be able to maintain your core, not collapse into the ground, and not lose the arm, right? We want to keep all of this working together, okay? And then driving up with that arm as you lead out of the leg. Once you've done your 6 lunges with a light weight, you're going to do 6 air squats just to continue to warm up your hips. So for your air squats, feet are shoulder width, right? Hands go up to keep your core and your chest up. And from here, you're just traveling your hips back and down and squeezing your glutes to stand. The next round of lunges, you want to go a little bit heavier. And if you need to do more than 6, that's fine. I just don't want to overtax you before the workout, so we kept the number light. When you come back to your squats, you're going to go into an actual goblet squat, all right? With your elbows nice and high. Just one weight here. This is not a front squat. This is intentionally a goblet squat today. All right, you'll be able to do everything with one dumbbell. Unless you need to do a separate weight for the goblet squats and the lunges. As far as modifications go today, for your lunges, you can obviously do them unweighted. That's a good goal. And like I said, if you can't control your core, that's probably one of the best modifications for you, especially if you're collapsing just like in the bottom, right? Work on then staying upright, not going full depth, right? And being able to come out of the lunge with control. Now, another option is instead of having the dumbbell overhead, you can have dumbbells to your side, right? And do walking lunges like that. You could also do dumbbells in a front rack position if the dumbbells at your side are a little too easy, but the overhead lunge is too challenging. Do dumbbells just in a front rack position. All right, so you have a few options here. Obviously the RX and harder version is going to be those single arm overhead lunges because it's going to tax your shoulders as well. And when you get to those goblet squats, it's going to make it a lot more challenging. What are you doing? As a reminder, your workout today is going to be a descending ladder of lunges and squatting. Okay, so it's going to start with 40 single arm overhead walking lunges, followed by 20 goblet squats. Then you will do 30 of the single arm overhead walking lunge and 15 goblet squats. Then finally you'll finish with 20 of the lunges and 10 goblet squats. You should be changing arms every 10 reps when it comes to your overhead lunges. The goal is that you switch every 10 steps. Okay, so make sure that you're doing that so that you're working both sides evenly, okay, as far as your arms go. The goal as far as the intent is anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. You should be finishing that. You might even finish faster if you're really good at these movements, but we wanted to allow time for you to be able to work through it at a steady pace, especially the overhead lunges. This is not something that you want to rush, okay? The RX weight for this would be a 50-pound dumbbell for guys and a 35-pound dumbbell for girls. This like brings flashbacks to like the open, what was that, 2 years ago. But if you guys did that, you should have a pretty good idea. If you did that workout with the overhead lunges and the box step-ups, you should have a pretty good idea of what you're capable of based off of that, okay? So just try to remember how you did there. You can maybe go back and look as well in your data and see what you did, and that would help you a lot with this. For your accessory work, you're going to do 3 rounds of bent over rows and spider curls. So for your bent over row today, this is a little different than what we would normally do. We're gonna try to fatigue you out even more, so we really love you. So the goal is 12 to 15 reps in each arm, all right? One arm is going to stay in the top of that row position and hold it, the first arm, right? While your other arm works and does the row. Then you will switch, right? And do 12 to 15 on the other side, all right? So the goal here is that it will wear out your arm just a little bit more before you do the work and just a little bit after when you're done doing your work, okay? When you finish your rows, you're going to go into spider curls. So spider curls, you're gonna have the dumbbell heads together, pushing them in together and just curling up, all right? And it's 12 to 15 reps, again here as well. So make sure you choose a weight that kind of allows for that to happen. This should not be super heavy unless you're a boss at this, all right? But that will be your accessory work. You're gonna do 3 rounds of that. All right, guys, so for your cool down, you're going to be doing 45 seconds of a pigeon stretch on each leg. So really having that one leg forward where you're sitting back down into your hips, your back leg is extended, and if you have the mobility to come down onto your elbows, do so, right, and get a nice stretch here. You'll do 45-second holds on either side. Then you're going to go into a double quad stretch. So both legs right on the ground, sit back onto your heels, and if you have the mobility, you're gonna go back as far as your mobility allows you to go, all right? So if that's just leaning back, if this is as far as it goes, that's fine, right? Or you can lean back. If you can get all the way down to your elbows, you can do that as well. It's your choice. If you can lay flat on the ground, do that as long as you're getting a good stretch in your quads. If you are not able to, if like being on the ground bothers your knees, you could finish with a standing quad stretch instead. Hold on guys. So you can finish with a standing quad stretch. Just make sure that you don't lean forward here, that you stand tall, okay? And send your hips forward. Finally, you're gonna finish with hands on a box, hands on something, stretching out your shoulders because they will be taxed after those overhead lunges. So hands on a box, I'm going to sit my hips back, drive my chest down to the ground, really open up my shoulders as much as possible here, and hold that for 45 seconds. If you look through under one of your arms, you're gonna get a little extra stretch along your side as well. So if you're feeling a little tight there, I highly recommend doing that. I'm now going to stand because my knees are burning. That is your workout for today. We hope you guys enjoy it. 2 leg days this week, so yeah, have fun with it, guys. All right, take care, we miss you, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.